things about Chad. Some of his hobbies are his friends, gymnastics, jump rope, like me, and movies. His favorite TV show is American Idol. His favorite movies include Avatar and My Sister's Keeper. And two of his favorite quotes are, "I am who I am, and that's who I'll be." And "Love is giving someone the power to destroy you, but trusting them not to." Alright, does this sound like one of your friends? This is just an ordinary guy. He has hopes, he has dreams, he has a family that loves him, he has friends that love him. But another thing that I want to share with you guys about Chad is that he's gay. Do you think that because of this I should stop being friends with him? Do you think that it makes it okay for people to bully him? Do you think that it's okay if I were to invite him to church with me, that everybody would just ignore him? Today, I'm here to talk to you guys about homosexuality in the United States, homosexual teen suicide, a news report about Robbie Kirkland, who's a gay teen, and also what God has to say about homosexuality and how we should view homosexuals, we as Christians. My credibility is based on the fact that I have friends who are homosexuals, and I've also done extensive research on this topic, trust me. By completely ignoring the problems associated with homosexuality, and by taking a passive and apathetic approach, the church is being just as ineffective as if it were to take a hateful and judgmental approach. In order to most effectively share Jesus, we need to actively make an effort to build relationships and friendships with homosexuals and let God handle the rest. We need to be friends with homosexuals because they make up a significant part of the United States population. Did you know that approximately 10% of the United States population is homosexual or bisexual or transgender? And this is more of a scientific estimate, where the scientific approach is about 1 in every 10 people is homosexual. So this isn't the number of people who are openly having a homosexual lifestyle. This is many of these people, if you ask them, they will deny it or they'll keep quiet about it. So this means that the population that does have a homosexual lifestyle is about 8.8 million. And this number is about 3% of the US population. We as Christians also need to be friends with teenage homosexuals because they make up a huge percentage of the teens who commit suicide. God's heart grieves for those who find that the only way out of their hopelessness is by taking their own life. We can make a difference in this. All we need to do is be a friend. Did you know that every 5 hours a teenager in the United States takes his or her own life because he or she is gay or lesbian? 5 hours. Did you know that 1/3 of the teenagers in the US take their own life because they're homosexual? 1/3, and they only make up 10%. Studies also show that homosexual teens attempt suicide 4 times that of heterosexuals. What's the reason for all this? Why is this happening? It's because homosexuals, a lot of them feel like nobody loves them, that they're not accepted. All it takes is one person, one friend to make a difference in their life. How can we just ignore them and look the other way? We need to intentionally build relationships and friendships with a group of people that's clearly not getting enough love from others. Now I'd like to share with you guys a passage from a news article about a boy named Robbie Kirkland. He's 14 years old. 1997, 14-year-old boy, Robbie Kirkland, he climbed the stairs to the attic. He had gone into his father's room earlier that same day where he found the key to the lock on his father's gun. Alone with his secret and with the loaded gun, Robbie decided once and for all to end his life, to end the life that had caused him so much pain, so much sadness and confusion. Pulling the trigger, he reasoned, would stop the turmoil he felt inside. He wouldn't have to keep his secret anymore. Robbie Kirkland, he had grown very weary of being different. He was gay, and in Robbie Kirkland's mind, death seemed like an easier option. So, I just want to give you guys just a brief background on Robbie Kirkland. He grew up in a Catholic household, so he grew up very Catholic. He, at the age of 13, he found his way onto the internet on homosexual pornography and gay chat rooms, and his mother discovered this, but he made up an excuse for it. Later on, he saw a therapist because he was a great writer, but he wrote some very depressing poetry, and his mom was concerned about him, so they took him to a therapist, and the therapist concluded to his parents that he was gay. His family was very accepting of this about him, but the outside world wasn't. In 9th grade, he got to choose which high school he wanted to go to. He decided on an all-boys Catholic school called St. Ignatius because it had a great writing program. But he had 2 older sisters. They expressed concern about this. This is what they said. "I'm familiar with the atmosphere at St. Ignatius," Danielle said. "They're very homophobic and driven by masculinity. The few guys that I did know that were gay had to really make a statement about it in order to survive. If a guy's sexuality was called into question, it was a very big deal. I just don't think it was a good atmosphere for Robbie." How would you feel if this was someone who went to your school? Wouldn't you want to reach out and try to make friends with them, even if everybody else made fun of them? The last thing that I'd like to share with you guys about homosexuality is what God has to say about it. Many homosexuals, they're angry or fearful of Christians because they've been persecuted for so long. We can't just give up on the LGBT population just because they're sinners. Christians, non-Christians, we all sin. There's a common saying in the church, love the sinner, hate the sin. We're all sinners one way or another. Even those that struggle with their sexual orientation, it can be forgiven. All sins can be forgiven. Therefore, our homosexual friends, they can use our guidance and our love and not our judgment. However, it's important to realize and understand that the key or the solution to homosexuality isn't heterosexuality. It's God, and it's holiness. Turning our backs and completely ignoring the homosexual community isn't the answer. I'd like to conclude with this. Just think about it. 8.8 million people. That's more than the 6 million Jews that died in the Holocaust. By ignoring them and not showing them our grace and our love, we're allowing an entire group of people not to experience Jesus. It's even worse than the Jewish Holocaust. This is a spiritual Holocaust that we have on our hands here. All it takes is showing just a little kindness and being a friend to an enormous group of people that the churches turn their back on, that is ignored. All it takes is one friend, just one friend to make a difference. Now go out and be that friend.